200 years ago, the first non-indigenous settlers arrived in Boone County. At first, the area was called Tanner Station, then Caledonia, and finally Petersburg. But that very same piece of earth had been sacred land to the Fort Ancient Nation, which had farmed and hunted in Kentucky as long ago as 1,000 years. Only 10 minutes off the interstate, today's Petersburg seems somewhat unattached to much of the modern world. It's a small town, perhaps, but its residents have an outsized love for their peat and committed to preserving their town. The Ohio River played a critical role to Pete's history. Then, the river was wholly untamed, unburdened by locks or dams. Water levels changed dramatically. Sandbars would occur regularly during the summer months. Imagine being able to walk across the river in summertime, or in winter just hitch a horse up to the sled and go. The Ohio River opened up trade for the town. Just across the Ohio was Lawrenceburg, Indiana. It was an essential trading partner. The Pete to Lawrenceburg Ferry ran for over 100 years. But Pete had the Petersburg Distillery, a sprawling complex where 350 employees could churn out as much as 1 million gallons of spirits a year. The river enabled it to move its whiskey to any destination where someone was inclined to have a spot of whiskey. Petersburg was critical to the Underground Railroad, helping enslaved people cross the river to freedom to Indiana and onwards to Canada. But bounty hunters lurked here too, seeking to drag them back, and they did. 150 years ago, Petersburg had its own real-time historian. Louis Loder, a tavern keeper and the town's justice of the peace, kept a colorful running diary of the town's activities for 50 years. Loder narrated a simple but compelling story of his beloved Pete, of babies being born, of deaths from disease or incident, of the plight and the flights of those seeking freedom, and the good fortune and misfortunes of the people of Pete. Petersburg's history isn't over. It is alive today. For the past several months, the Petersburg Historical Society has overseen the restoration of Schramm's Tavern, which dates to the early 1800s. Getting it done was not easy. Money was needed, and supporters of Petersburg stepped up with large donations. Volunteers gave of their time generously. Schramm's Tavern, also known as the Carlton House, is one of Pete's 6 unique buildings on the National Historic Register. The Historical Society is proud to have brought the tavern back to life. Its first role will be to serve as a meet-up place for the town. But this town is more than old buildings. At its core today are men and women restoring its past and building a community for today and tomorrow. It is a place to live in, a place to grow up in, and a place to believe in.